Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at ICX. So primarily what I'm looking at this on the macro scale is as a fourth wave to the upside. Potentially this could be invalidated if we move up past the 6320, and then we'd have to argue that we have a different structure playing out here where we've actually completed then potentially into this low, and we could actually look to progress to the upside. So for as long as we stay below this zone, though, I will be cautious that we could see an additional drop here for a fifth wave. The typical zone we'd look for rejection would be the 6160 to this 2813 region. And if I just switch over here to this other chart for a second, basically on Gate.io, which has a little bit more information here, we can see that within here we have a five-wave move to the downside. Then we have a three-wave move up, and what I'm looking for is that potential of having another five-wave move. So some interesting key levels here. We've actually hit that 0.618 already, which would be a typical, the minimum value we'd be looking for as a C wave. So potentially we could argue that it is completed into here. However, the structure doesn't, it would indicate that we need another push down. So if this is the case, potentially some target zones could be the 786, 854, and this 121 at 2 cents. So there would be 641, 457, and 222. So this would be zones we could look for a potential push to the downside here and still actually look to come down. So we just need to be careful with this. Really we haven't invalidated anything here, so we just need to be aware that there is still that potential that we could look for continuation to the downside here in another way. Looking for another leg to the downside, bring us into this zone. So I'm going to just switch back over here. So if we are looking at this move to the upside as a three-wave move, which it is currently, at the moment we just have A, B, and potentially C. I would be looking for an additional fourth and a fifth wave here, though we have actually come up to this zone here of this 1236. We haven't quite reached this 1382, which is sitting at this 50 cent 69. And then we have this higher target here of this 1618 at the 60 cent 71. If we do move up, however, towards the 60 cent 71, what we need to be aware of is we could then see something like this play out where this becomes a third wave. We come back down, test the support again here, and then look for an additional fifth wave to the upside. If we do form something like this, where this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, basically then what we'd be looking for would be a three-wave move to the downside, looking to find support above this low here, and potentially coming back and retesting some of these key zones of previous resistance that we had here. So this is something in the longer term, what we'd be looking for in a bullish sense. And potentially we could see this play out, but just need to be aware that there is the potential. This will just be a three-wave move, and we actually look to, break down one more time. So the current target I'd be looking for would be towards this 10 cent 38 to this 6 cent 43. They would be looking at this move, just given the current information off of this current high here. If, however, we do get an additional push up here, potentially we could then argue that this target would change slightly. So if we did push up towards this zone indicated here, basically it would be that 10 cent to that 5 cent 92. So we'll have to keep an eye on this. If we do start to break down, this is a zone I'll be keeping an eye on. Obviously, as long as we hold certain support zones, we can look for that continuation up, but we just need to be aware there is still that bearish scenario. So the way I'm currently looking at this move is that we can either potentially count this third wave move as completed here, where we look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, an extension within the fifth. What we need to be careful of, however, is there could be extension within these waves, and potentially we can count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 into this high, where this becomes an additional 1 and 2 here. So this could become 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we have a bigger structure here developing. So this is the extension way of looking at it. And basically what I'd be looking for within here is that we have some extension. I'm going to come into the 1 hourly now. And basically within this structure, I'm looking to see whether we form this as a 1, 2. This is a third, fourth, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that would be basically a completed move. So, it's a bit tricky. We can technically count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 completed. But because of the fact the internals then don't add up, basically I'm looking at this third wave potentially completing here. So the key thing here to tell whether we are within this third wave here, the smaller one, or this bigger third wave here, is that basically we'd want to see the size of the correction. If the correction is bigger like this, basically what I'd be looking for would then to be saying that this third wave is completed into here, and we're looking for this fourth wave potentially down into obviously this would change that target, so that target would then be towards this three between this 42 cent range to this 35 cent range, and then looking for that support to come in potentially in this zone of this previous fourth, and then looking for another push to the upside. But at the moment, I am still thinking that we are still within this wave three, just given the internal structure here. But we'll have to see if we start to if we lose this zone of 3793, then basically it would invalidate that potential of having this additional fifth wave to the upside. Well, it wouldn't invalidate it; it would become less likely. We don't really past this area because that then gives us indication that something else is going on. So within this, I'd like to see this as a 1, 2, basically another 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up into this high, and then looking for this fourth wave to play out and this fifth wave to the upside. So that fifth wave target would be this 5511 to this 5116. If we do get a push up there, I'll be looking for whether we get an additional fourth and a fifth back into this zone, which could then look to push us up towards this 62.27 to this 56.13. And if we do get this move up here, then basically we would have to be just looking out for the fact that this could be 1, 2, 3, and then we'd be looking for this possibility of a bigger fourth wave. So the key thing within this is going to be the size of the retracements. We want to see, if we're looking at this as another 1, 2 here, we want to see a similar sized wave 4 play out here, something a bit more choppy, then get that fifth wave, and then if we do move up, again, and we are looking for this white one, want to see a more, you know, it needs to be bigger. It needs to be sort of in line with this corrective structure here. So that's what we'll be looking for here. There is this potential we could look to break to the upside here. And obviously, if we did get an extension like this, that would tie in quite nicely to the idea of having this as a bigger five-wave move. If I just come out here, looking at this as a 1, 2, that zone that we'd be looking potentially to target is the 60 cent 48. If we do move up to 60 cent 48, then we need to start being on the lookout for this additional fourth wave here, which could then look to let me just turn this for a second, which could then look to bring us back down into the same sort of zone here, retesting some of these key levels here, and then actually looking to push up one more time. So this zone, if we do actually get a push up towards this 60 cent 48, that will be looking for this 45 cent zone to this 32 cent zone. So it is quite a big range. Obviously, we'll get a bit more indication when we do move down here. This 382 here, this 37.71 would be a retest of this zone here, and then higher up would possibly be this 44 cent area towards this 41 area. Somewhere in between there would be a retest of these highs. So we'll have to see. There's potential that this is starting to extend out. So, this could start to get quite impulsive to the upside. But at the moment, all we have is a three-wave structure. So even if we do move up towards this zone here of this 60 cent 48, what we need to wait for is a confirmation of that fourth wave, and then looking for this as an additional fifth wave to the upside. If we fail to hold this zone and this starts to break down past this 50% and crosses the top of this wave one, that would invalidate this additional fifth wave here, and then all we would have is a three-wave move to the upside. So just hitting this 1618 is not enough to confirm the move. We have to wait for that fourth wave to play out and then look for that push to the upside again for this this bigger continuation here. So the key thing here is basically we'll have to try and figure out which degree we're in here, and which of these waves is matching up with that same degree. If we get a bigger sideways, if we get a bigger move down here, something in relation to this, then basically I'll be looking at this third wave potentially being here. But because of the internals, like I said, I do think we've got an additional fourth and a fifth here, looking to find support at this 43.36 to this 37.93 range. If we do break down and we start to lose this 37.93 area, potentially we could argue that we have a completed move in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Um, it wouldn't really fit that well to say that this was a completed five-wave move from this low. So, at that point we'd have to start arguing that, potentially this is just a corrective structure here, and it's going to be a three-wave move. But if we do look to find support on the drop down, our last sort of zone of defense for looking for extension here would be uh, looking at this area here, this 29.32 to this 21.87. If we start to lose 21.87, it becomes likely, we're going to take this low of this 17.56, which would invalidate this continuation to the upside and would just make this a three-wave move to the upside. And if we get a three-wave move up, basically what I would be looking for then would be that potential of that fifth wave to the downside here towards this 1037 to this 640 area. So we're going to have to keep an eye on it. There is still potential for extension here. The key zones, like I said, and in the shortest term here is looking to see if we find support above this 93 range. If we do, potentially looking for a push up for this fifth wave. If we fail to hold this zone, we really don't want to lose this low of this 25.93. If we do, however, then we have to just start looking at the fact that this whole move here could just be it could just be a three-wave structure up here, and then this is going to end that correction, and we look for that fourth wave down. So that's what I'm looking at the moment. I hope you found the video useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. As well as that, there are affiliate links for both Primex BT and BYBIT down there. Both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. If you do not have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel. We do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. See you in the next one.